The previous movies have all focused on the planning of the project. Now we're going to take a look at how do we track our actual costs or work progress as our project progresses. You can open up the project tracking exercise file to follow along. Now, it's important to record actual work progress or actual costs incurred because it's going to provide you a benchmark to share with management about how your project is progressing. It will give you the information that you need to share with others to show the progress for that particular project. It also helps to establish a benchmark so that you can always continually improve your estimating and your planning for subsequent projects. So it's very important to make sure that you are tracking actuals as you go throughout your project. And that's part of your job as a project manager, to make sure that you get that information in. Now, before you even go into work in project, it can be a daunting task to update all this information that you're seeing on your screen here. So you want to ensure that you establish efficient methods on how you're going to capture the information and make sure that you are tracking all the information you need to enter. You can do that through a variety of ways. You can create forms that get updated, paper-based forms if you're doing a construction project and people don't have access to computers. You can use standard forms on tracking procedures that are used in your companies. So there's lots of different ways that you can gather that information in. You also have to make sure that you have a clear understanding of who's updating what information and when. So is there going to be one person in charge other than yourself as the project manager who's going to do the updating? And how often are you going to update the information? You don't want to track this in such a detailed fashion that you're spending more time gathering the tracking information than completing the project. So there's a good balance there. And I'm anticipating if you are a project manager, an experienced one, you've got some of these tools in place, and what Project 2007 is going to do is it's going to help consolidate them for you. We'll now take a look at how easy it will be for you to update the information that's in your project plan. What I find is an easiest way to do it is to go up to my Select All area to change the table that I'm looking at. And I'm going to go and select the tracking table. And the reason I'm bringing this one up is because it allows me, or it shows me on one screen, all of the different tracking mechanisms that I can work with within Project 2007. And we're going to take a look at how changing each one of these options will automatically update other information for you. So you may want to, after this little presentation, decide that adding in % complete is going to be the way that I go because it recalculates everything for me. So basically what I can track is my actual start date, my actual finish date, my % complete, my physical % complete. Now, the difference between % complete and physical % complete is that physical % complete relates more to materials. For example, I may be building a wall and I have 500 stones that I have to put up on that wall. I may want to track the number of stones that I have as the wall gets built, rather than the fact that I've spent 3 days doing it. So it's a different way of tracking the information, and it may be more advantageous for you to track the physical % complete because it gives a better idea of where you are in that actual task completion. You can also track task actual duration, the remaining duration of a project, the actual cost, and if I pull it over just ever so slightly, the actual work also shows up. You'll notice that as I hover over any of the columns for the first time, you saw a little flash. That's a little behind-the-scenes help, that if you are wondering about exactly what it is that that column is going to be tracking, you can click on it and it'll tell you some more information. So now that we've seen the different kinds of things that we can track, our next movie is going to discuss and show some of the ways that you can update your information.